What's up, folks? Welcome into the latest edition of Warchant TV. I'm Aslan Hajavandi, joined alongside Gene Williams, the founder and administrator of Warchant.com. 3 decades worth of career covering the Noles as we enter the spring period here. Gene, we're going to start looking at some of the position groups piece by piece. We're going to start off with running backs. And that was the one position group that everybody thought slam dunk. What a nice thing for Willie Taggart to inherit in 2018 in year one. Surely nothing could go wrong there, but we saw that sort of slowly unravel as the season went along. A lot of those pieces are back, so where are we starting at when we're looking at the running back position for 2019, do you think, Gene?
Well, the big piece is back. Cam Akers burst on the scene as a freshman, broke Dalvin Cook's rookie rushing record. Then we all know last season wasn't quite what anybody expected, especially the run game was just absolutely abysmal. In per rush average, I think they finished second to last among all FBS teams, so it was not very good. And, of course, Cam Akers did not look anything like he did, had the sophomore jinx. But again, how much of that was on him? How much is the offensive line? So obviously he's back. He's going to be the guy. There's no question he's the man at running back this year with Jacques Patrick graduating. But that still leaves Kalen Laybourne is back. I mean, the little bit we got to see him last year, that one play against Virginia Tech looked very explosive. I think he can fit in very well into Kendall Briles' offense this year. The question this spring, of course, is going to be how much will he play? I imagine they will hold him out of contact. But just get him kind of those mental reps, get him out there, get him used to the system. And then, the guy I think really could benefit this spring is Anthony Grant. I mean, he was a true freshman last year. We got a little bit of look at him. He started on kick returns there for a while. Looked really good, and I think he can be a vital tool in that running back core. Of course, the issue is going to be that's it. They had 6 guys on scholarship at this point last year, Aslan. Now they've got the 3 guys, and one of them will probably be held out. So that gives you 2 scholarship running backs this spring. So it's a far cry from what we had at this point last year.
I guess is there optimism there, though, because you do have Cam coming back and you do have Kalen, despite the uncertainty there of his health. It's still, is that one of the position groups you feel going into spring is at a plus arrow, I guess, going up, or is that kind of a steady or a concern spot because of the depth you mentioned?
Well, I think the depth is the negative. I think the plus is the talent. I mean, Kalen Laybourne and Cam Akers are both 5-star recruits. I mean, we know, and I think we've seen a little bit. We've seen that Kalen Laybourne, it looks like he's as good as advertised. And from what we saw as freshman year, we know Cam Akers is good as advertised. Absent injuries or some kind of attrition we're not expecting, they're in great shape. They got 2 guys. But one thing, you go back and look at Kendall Briles, you look at Willie Taggart, they've liked to do running backs by committee. This isn't going to be Dalvin Cook of 2016 where he's going to get all 80% of the reps. They're going to like to run 2-3 running backs. So it looks like you have your 2 or 3 running backs. But again, this may be before Aslan your time. I don't know if you remember, probably 20 years ago, game against Wake Forest, they lost 3 running backs in one game. So it's a little scary to go into spring with just 2 healthy scholarship running backs, which makes you kind of wonder what they have to do something. Now, does that mean a lot of walk-ons will get reps? Does it mean a guy like Gabe Neighbors, who plays some fullback, and they maybe move him back to running back for the spring, or do they convert a guy we're not even thinking about to running back this spring? So it's going to be interesting to see when we kick off practice here in a few days how they're going to handle that position.
Any newcomers that people should be aware of at the running back spot, Gene?
They didn't technically sign a running back in this class. They got a commitment from Trayshawn Ward from Tampa Bay Tech. And this is not your typical walk-on. This is a preferred walk-on, a guy that had scholarship offers. It seems like Florida State loses every single recruiting battle with Maryland. Well, at least they won one with Ward. He was committed to Maryland, had a scholarship offer, turned down to Louisville and Kentucky. He also had scholarship offers from them just to get a preferred walk-on at Florida State. And this is a guy that's so good. They had other opportunities to sign guys at running back or an athlete that were really good, but they like Ward so much that they decided to bring him. Wouldn't surprise me if there's a scholarship or 2 available. If he ends up getting on scholarship, maybe in the fall. If not the fall, probably within the next year or 2, because he's big time there.
All right, man. Well, so there you go. There you have it, folks. 3 returning running backs: Cam Akers, Kalen Laybourne, and Anthony Grant. Grant, we heard great things from in the summer scrimmages. Never got to see it kind of amount to anything in the fall, but obviously 1 year wiser. And then Trayshawn Ward adds some more depth there. That's the latest on the running back position as we go into spring football. Stay tuned and connected to Warchant.com for the latest. Thanks, Gene.
Thank you, Aslan.